December 14th, year 2020. I thought I should do this recording to supplement, to complement, to join hands with Esther Hicks on the assignment of bringing Abraham wisdom to mankind. And certainly, this is a quick message to all Abraham-Hicks followers, those on the path of manifestation, enlightenment, seeking the inner me, law of attraction. Fundamentally, Abraham-Hicks involves talking about how to use law of attraction to create the reality you desire. Now, I did another video just a few days back, filling the gaps in Abraham-Hicks teachings, and that's exactly what I'm doing. That's why I said I'm complementing and supplementing the work Esther Hicks is doing. She's doing this work with the best of her ability. She's doing such a wonderful job. I just want to say I love her. And this impact of her work through Abraham-Hicks teaching being brought to the world has tremendously influenced my life too. So I'm ever so grateful, and I every day is creating something new in my life, and certainly I would like to share and shed some light to certain dimensions maybe Esther is not able to do, of course, because of her own limitations in terms of spiritual knowledge and the kind of background, let's say religious or other beliefs about energy and spirituality, etc. So I do have a take on this. So that's what I'm going to share in this video. Now, the beautiful thing that you got to understand is that you are the creator of your reality. You are the creator. If you are listening to this audio, trust me that there was a dimension inside of you wanting to hear this content. So you have created my voice in your field, in the path of self-realization. So if you look at Abraham, the concept of Abraham is a creation of Esther Hicks. Esther created Abraham in her awareness. She likes to say that Abraham reached her, referring to Abraham as a separate entity, and she's a separate entity, so she's like a channel or a medium, and she's the one who's channeling this great wisdom from this great ascended masters group of knowledge and wisdom available in the Akash, in the space. So she likes to call it that way, but she's the creator of Abraham. Using the understanding of Abraham-Hicks teachings, if you carefully listen to those audios, Abraham himself or Esther herself refers to this and says, you can have access to Abraham by yourself. You don't have to come and, listen to me or ask questions through me as if I'm like an agent. Yes, I don't know how much Esther is aware about that herself, but I think she is. But she's not an agent. Just like priests are not agents to God or Buddha, Esther certainly is not an agent to this Abraham knowledge. Abraham, I like to say that you are the creator of your reality. So Esther created Abraham in her reality. And certainly she loved that creation. It's like her masterpiece in her life. Helped her heal her heart and share her message with the world through that mechanism. and also have a wonderful livelihood and create a wonderful life for herself and her loved ones through that. That was her gift to the world. She created it. She created Abraham. It's not Abraham reached Esther and created this whole project called Abraham-Hicks. We all are creators. We are creating our reality. And if you think you are hearing my voice and you are a different person, it's not. It's just your own voice in a different frequency, in a different manner, from a different channel. You are listening to your own voice that is deep embedded. It's surfaced because you tune in to this particular channel. In this case, I'm Jayashri Mata. So am I a medium or a channel to Abraham? No. Absolutely. I am Abraham, I like to call it. I like to say that I am Abraham and I am that wisdom. I am that source of guidance in the human form. And if at all, if Esther is listening to this, I like to say to Esther, Esther, you are Abraham. You don't have to separate yourself and feel small and unworthy and not enough, or like, you're not capable enough until you get tuned in, tapped and turned on to Abraham-Hicks frequency. You cannot be you. I like to say that you are Abraham already. You created Abraham in your awareness, and you had the courage and the clarity and the alignment to make it a manifestation. In fact, the whole concept was manifested through you. You are all of it. So any given time, we have access directly to God, to Buddha, to Abraham, or any wisdom that we are seeking, because we are that wisdom. It's because we have something called conscious, discerning, logical mind, which was created from the time we were born. We have this sense of separation from the source. This is exactly what Abraham-Hicks teaching is trying to tell the world. And of course, in these teachings, it categorically says you are the creator and you can create any reality you desire. You just got to know what you want. That's the biggest question to be answered. And at the same time, you can have direct access to Abraham anytime, every time. You have the access. You got to believe it. And then you can tap into different dimensions of Abraham-Hicks, this collective wisdom, which is not out there. So individual, all of us, what we are doing is, if we can tap in directly and to know that we can create Abraham also in our awareness, in our own way, and perhaps even give a different label, what we are essentially doing is we are creators. We are gods ourselves. So we can, when we die, we can leave a key in this universe. We can just hang that key, that energy signature. So all human beings, what they are really trying to do in all endeavors is trying to become creators in their own power, and then wanting to leave that signature. That seems the mission of all human beings. So I repeat, Abraham-Hicks is a creation by Esther, and Esther need not like separately feel like I'm separate, Abraham is separate entity. It's not a separate entity. That's exactly what I'm saying. It's not a separate entity. It is all of us together in this. And it's a belief that there's a separate entity. You got to tune in, and I'm not tuned in, and then you got to do these exercises in order to tune in. If you carefully disintegrate all the Esther Hicks Abraham-Hicks teachings, it's a collection of all personal development and psychological guidance that so many teachers had been giving throughout many years, right? If you disintegrate and see it, you can sort of find sources from different teachings, from Van Dyer, Louise Hay, Ho'oponopono, even some elements of, let's say, Christ's teachings, and not much from Buddhist teachings, because certainly Esther is not having that Buddhist background. So I'm having that background, so I am bringing this awareness through my background of knowledge in Buddhism. So it's important to remember that you are the creator of your reality. So it's a reminder once again. And you don't have to depend on something outside of you in order to find guidance, because this guidance is within you. This is exactly what Abraham-Hicks teaching is also about. Of course, what this teaching is trying to do is to give you some tools to be able to do that. But the problem is people gone getting sidetracked in trying to manifest stuff, as in stuff, things, because people are so lacking inside and so much after money and resources, thinking that this money and resources and stuff can stuff them up. But these things never stuff people up. In fact, it creates further disharmony. But there's no problem in wanting things like stuff. There's a problem with it. The problem is where the attention is. So all teachings, this is the problem with all the teachings that was given by great teachers over the years or generations, from the time of the beginning of history. People try to use God to live with Satan. People try to use these teachings to do further bad, so to say, to get lost. But the guidance is given to be found. That's the funny thing about humankind. I think human brain is so inclined towards pain, suffering, and negativity. I'm amazed by that, and I'm doing my own research to understand how come that kind of consciousness was created in the first place. Why human beings are so naturally inclined to what's wrong, what's going wrong, what's missing, what's not right, the gaps, and always wanting to fill these gaps. Instead, they can just enjoy what is rightly available and be so happy unconditionally. I mean, all the religions in the world and all these teachings, if at all, it's about continuously repeating the same thing, like be happy unconditionally, be happy. You don't have to go looking for it anywhere. But it keeps getting lost. Maybe as teachers, we also seems like we have to do something completely different. And I'm so excited about that part of the manifestations. And I guess that is the kind of hope all teachers ever who walked on planet of Earth had. They had that great hope, wanting to teach differently, and they kept repeating their life story on Earth and re-becoming. I guess I don't want to do that. I'm really done with this work, and certainly as long as I have the mind-body structure and the conscious awareness of things, I will also sing my song. So for those who are following Abraham-Hicks teaching, gotta understand you are the creator of your reality, so you can create your own Abraham and have your access to that wisdom and have a unique energy signature created by you. So also, no one is really a medium. That's what I want to know. No one is really a channel. There's nothing called channeling of something, because there's nothing out there. All right, if you understand the essence and the fundamental and the foundation of creation, you understand you're just creating it, right? And the whole belief system built around it. You may call it law of attraction, energy vortex, and inner being, etc. Those are beliefs. So beliefs create things into existence. All religions are what? A whole set of core beliefs, and on which the existence and the way of living is to be designed. So belief is very dangerous. That's what I want to communicate. Beliefs are not true. Beliefs are thoughts we have agreed to believe, but they're not true. So if you understand, and when you understand the fundamentals and the foundation of creation. How you, I, we, individually, collectively, but even collectively, it's all start with individuals. So how do I create my reality? What is the essence of creation? Who is God, or what is God? What is that process? When you see that, you understand there's really no need for any belief system. You can operate on your own, by yourself. You are the navigator. You create it, you destroy it, and you observe it. You keep creating, destroying, creating, destroying, creating, destroying. It keeps happening. So there really, I want to very clearly communicate, there are no channels, no mediums. Whoever channels and mediums are those people who really wanted to suppress their voice in some way, or rather their voice was suppressed for certain reasons, and they didn't believe in themselves, but they had very strong desire to communicate something to the world, to contribute, to add value, to create something unique, but they didn't really deep inside believe that they can do it. And they were afraid to believe in their identity. They were so afraid to even raise their voice and say their opinion. But they are super creators. They had something so beautiful. No one really ever wanted to even listen to them. I can remember listening to Esther Hicks one recording, and Abraham is talking about Esther as to why she was chosen, because she was someone who didn't have any belief system, who not an atheist, but she was very so-called open-minded, or someone who didn't have any solid opinion about anything. So that is the very basis of creation, in fact. And I like to say, if someday Esther is able to sort of reflect and be open about and like confess almost, someday she will realize that she had a great deep desire to be heard, but she never believed if that voice can be heard. So she had to create a second voice. I'm here to say, you don't have to second guess about your own voice. Whatever you are hearing in your heart, in your head, and you're writing, some people call it ghost writers. There are no ghosts out there trying to write stuff. When you understand the creation, what is this thing called creation, you see you are creating it in your awareness with your conscious subconscious mind, right? And you're making things up, just like when we were kids, we were making things up, right? We were making things up as stories to teachers and friends, and all the novels we read, all the movies we watch, we are making things up. So this is just like that. I mean, when you go to a movie, right, you feel the high, you are intoxicated in some way, because every content in the movie is influencing your thought patterns, and then your hormones, and your whole nervous system is stimulated through the content of the movie, or the songs, the animations, the 3D or even 5D stimulations. So same thing. That's why when we listen to these discourses and things like that, right, lectures, so to say, programs, what we are doing is essentially hypnotizing ourselves. It's a hypnosis handed over from one person to another. I like to help you wake up from all hypnosis and create your own hypnosis if you like, if you may. You're a creator. So thank all the teachers, really thank and salute them for giving you the tools. I mean, without Abraham-Hicks vibration connected with me, I'm not able to even say this out, right? I'm so grateful. I can only say thank you, and thank you. And now it's about creating something new. 2021 has to be your liberated year from all hypnosis, including Abraham-Hicks hypnosis, if at all, if that hypnosis is no longer working for you. You got to create and add to that Abraham knowledge. You are here to add to that Abraham wisdom. You're not here to depend like a little child or a beggar waiting with a begging bowl, an empty bowl, waiting that to be filled. Your consciousness need not be filled by someone else. Your consciousness can create your own truth and reality. You are free. That's a beautiful thing about human consciousness. We are so free to create anything. So some people create really dark, painful, hurtful, resentful, ugly, negative, so-called negative stuff. Some people are drawn. I don't know. That has to be there, because without darkness there won't be any light. That's contrast, and this contrast will eternally be there in life. That's the way of life. That's the way. That's the Tao. That's the Tat, or the very nature of existence. Every moment everything is creating. The moment one thing is created, it is destroyed in the very moment. This is what in Buddhism we refer as anatma. Anatma and dukkha, anitya, the three main qualities of existence, anitya, dukkha, anatma. Everything is changing every moment. There's no creator, someone trying to do things. There's no controller. There cannot be any control over anything. Every moment of your awareness, it's changing moment to moment to moment to moment to moment. Listen to this, how this is evolving. See, this is why I'm doing this. 2020, if you listen to Abraham-Hicks teachings, it's very different to what it was previous years, because 2020 is a year where humankind bringing complete balance inside outside. So you can hear more of messages that is sort of validating enlightenment, right? So every moment. That's why very recently I listened to an audio by Abraham-Hicks, and it says in that moment when a vibration is active, you can't change it. Maybe we have never said this before, so that's how it says. Maybe we have never said it before. In that moment when that vibration is active, you can't change it. Well, hello, it's obvious, because that is anitya. Means every moment things are in a flux. Whatever you think it was the previous moment will never be repeated next. Listen to this sound. Now you hear very same sound, right? But I was making 4 sounds using my fingers. They're not the same. You hear the same sound, but the first sound is absolutely not the same. It's just that there were 2 fingers and a person wanting to intentionally make a sound. They're not the same. Not ever be the same. There will be similarities because of the way I spark my fingers or click my fingers, right? So every moment everything is changing. In Buddhism we refer to it's anitya, means things are not permanently there. Every moment is changing. So that's why in Abraham-Hicks teachings it says, like, if something is active, just change your attention. Simple as that. We did it when we were kids, right? We all wanted distractions, from school to home, home to school, from school to friends, friends to cartoons, from cartoons to sports, and sports to music, and music to food, and and dresses. It's all about distracting yourself. You're never gonna be healed. You have to keep distracting yourself. You're never gonna be healed. I'm here to tell you the way that you can really permanently heal yourself, come into that place where you can heal, so that you don't have to struggle continuously applying Abraham-Hicks teaching and trying to apply it and manifest some money, then again manifest some money, then struggle with one partner, another partner, right? And then you keep trying to listen to these teachings for 10 years, still in the same place as you. Things have come and go, but you have got stuck in the same place. Same place, yeah. I mean, you as an individual, or the awareness, your consciousness has not evolved. My message here is to supplement these great teachings and say, it's time you evolve your own consciousness, rather than trying to use these teachings to just get stuff into your stomach, get experiences to satisfy your 5 senses. That's never going to be fulfilled, because 5 senses, including the brain, 6 senses, right? A human being, 5-fingered beings we are, so we have 5 senses externally oriented, and one organ, one sense internally oriented, which does the processing, which is the brain. So if your intention is to satisfy 5 senses, seeing, hearing, feeling, tasting, smelling, hearing, tasting, smelling, feeling, and putting loads of data to your brain, listening to this, reading this, watching that, if that is your game plan in your life, you never gonna get evolved. You're not gonna be liberated. You're never gonna be free. You will have to depend on someone or something every moment, and you will have to go to so many workshops, paying so much of money for many years, and thereafter, according to our understanding, many lives, you will definitely, your consciousness will re-become, like come into a different form, because you die not fulfilled, like the consciousness is not fully liberated or not fulfilled. Why? Your whole work or your whole assignment in life was trying to fill gaps. The 6 senses, I refer to them as 6 wells, water wells, like let's say holes. So water wells or holes, 6 holes, which fundamentally has no bottom. There's no pit, there's no bottomless holes. So what happens if you keep on putting things to bottomless holes? You just have to keep on filling things up, because they are bottomless. Do you get this? So you put so much of data into your brain, last 10 years, 20 years, 50 years. It has certainly helped you to come to a certain level of awareness, and you're happy certain amount. Are you fully happy now? I mean, are you 100% happy now? If you are to die right now, are you fully happy and satisfied and fulfilled? Oh, I can hear the answer, no. That's why you're still living. That's why you're still wanting more. That's why you listen to this audio, right? So much of food you have eaten, are you saturated and happy about the tons and tons of food you have eaten? And so many visuals and things you have seen, are you happy and saturated and fulfilled? So many wonderful things you have heard, listened through your ears. Can you see your eyes, ears, nose, mouth, the whole skin? It's all holes in your skin, if you look deeply into through a microscope, your skin, they're just holes. And nose holes, ears holes, eyes holes. Of course, the thing called brain, which is inside, is a little complicated. It has some magnetic, very complicated mechanism going on, because it has to process all this stuff we are taking from the 5 senses, which has no meaning. Absolutely has no meaning. So when a baby is born, she or he has no meaning about anything happening in life, but then we learn to give meaning. What is that? We just borrowed meanings from others and society and parents, means just data. So if you say you are creating your life and you have created something, it's just you are playing with your movie and the data. So it's all about making this data beautiful. That's what almost all these teachings of personal development are doing. But very rarely one is teaching you to break free from the data or the movie or the matrix of life. Of course, the creators of these teachings themselves first need to be broken free from their delusion. So with lots of love, I share this message. 2021 gonna be very different. Very different. That's all. We like to keep it at the neutral point. Not negative, not positive. It's gonna be very, very different. So you are the creator of your reality. Ask yourself, are you going to go for one more year filling 6 bottomless holes, or are you going to evolve as a human being and be completely free from the whole manifestation process? So you are not even manifesting or no manifesting, you're just free. You are free. You have escaped the matrix. So if you're willing, you can jump into the matrix and play the game, just like we are doing, or you can be eternally free. That's an invitation for 2021. We have few more days left. Much love and blessings to all.